Welcome to Deleted Saves. On this episode, Ravenloft Stone Prophet on PC. Okay, listeners, we're going back into the vault for this PC review. The year was 1995. Windows 95 was just released. Michael Jordan returned to the NBA. O.J. Simpson was found innocent. The Dow Jones closes at over 5,000 for the first time ever. A car bomb was detonated outside the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City. And the subject of our talk today, Ravenloft Stone Prophet, was released on MS-DOS. Coincidence? Yes. Yes, it is a complete coincidence. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. Stone Prophet is another Dungeons & Dragons property, this one following the 2nd edition rules set. Yes, D&D has had a lot of additions since it was released in 1974. This is set in the Ravenloft campaign setting, which is one of my personal favorite role-playing settings, full of classic monsters and dark heresy. And it is better than Iron and Blood could ever be, which isn't hard. The game is a follow-up to Ravenloft Strahd's Possession, using the same game engine but not the same backdrop. The game plays out in a first-person perspective, with giant chunky pixels, like the original Doom had a baby with Legend of Grimrock. You must create 2 adventuring characters out of a handful of fantasy staples. Human, elf, dwarf, fighter, wizard, thief. You get the idea. You can roll for the game stats, the classics like strength for fighting prowess, dexterity for sneakiness and theft, constitution for health, intelligence for magic, wisdom for completely different magic, and charisma for being pretty and strong, as much as you like, until you create a godlike avatar instead of someone fun, because it's a video game and where's the fun in being normal, then gets sent out into the world by your patron, a Lord Delt, to investigate a mysterious wall of fire that has appeared on the horizon. Once there, your hapless avatars are sucked away into a realm of sand and flame called Harakir, an Egyptian-themed nightmare land of haunted ruins, evil mummies, and endless thirst. The game requires you to manage water consumption, along with your other skills, powers, and problems, so be ready to give up your considerable amounts of your inventory space to both water and healing items to cure a form of fast-acting leprosy called mummy rot, which you will encounter frequently. The designers really went all in on the Egyptian-themed evil, the kind only found in pulp novels and Hollywood movies. But at least it is somewhat unique, considering most fantasy RPGs are a barrage of castles, princesses, knights on horseback, and endless forests. Instead of vampires, you are trapped in this realm by an eternally cursed mummy named Octopot, who has raised the defensive wall around his domain, the aforementioned wall of fire, because reasons. The only way home is for your characters to get the Dark Lord, as he is known, to drop the wall. Trying to run through it will cause you to burn to ash within seconds. Other fantasy tropes like flying over, teleporting, and the like will get you tossed into the barbecue pit as well, but nice try. But 2 characters cannot accomplish this task alone. Thankfully, the game has 2 additional slots for other characters. Those other characters will come from the form of non-playable characters you can recruit, each with their own set of skills and personalities, who may simply go along with whatever you decide as the player, or may conflict with your plans, whether they are evil characters not happy with do-gooders, or good people upset by your underhanded ways. As an old-school RPG, there will be plenty of CD-quality voice acting and cutscenes. Your choices of how to proceed with the plot, when you are presented with them, is through unvoiced dialogue options, as the developers could not predict what type of character you would create, or what you would name them. There are usually 3 to 4 choices of dialogue, usually consisting of the standard "I'll help," "fuck off and die," "go on prattling local," and remain silent options common to the genre. The "smarmy asshole" and "let me get out my soapbox" options are only for special occasions. If you're lucky, one of your recruitable NPCs will voice their opinion as well, and that is always fun. The other benefit of this game is that it is mostly open world, meaning there are set paths to follow, and if you go somewhere else underleveled, you'll be stomped into the dirt, but you can absolutely try. For a mid-90s game, that level of freedom was not common, and mostly at home on the PC is where it could be accommodated. As you progress through the game, helping the locals remaining and being present for tragedy after tragedy, this is a horror game after all, it becomes clear that your only way out of this mess is to cause an even bigger one. You must awaken from eternal slumber the rival of Octopot, and have that mummy follow you through a series of teleporters into the home tomb of the Dark Lord mummy, and let them battle it out Godzilla style while the tomb collapses around everyone, allowing a wall of fire to drop and you to run for it, while leaving your newfound allies and whoever is left in the realm of Harakir behind to suffer the consequences. Oh dear. But as the game progresses, you, the player, must realize there is not quite the freedom you think, as certain playstyles and options create subtle levels of difficulty, from very easy mode to absolutely impossible. Some type of fighter and healer/wizard can get you through most of the game, while two fighters can get you to brute force most enemy encounters. You'll have no way to deal with the magical curses or wounds that assail you. And things like dueling thieves or companion glass cannon wizards are doomed from the start. Also, some type of allies are better than others, but you won't find that out until you experiment and possibly have to replay hours of progress on save files when you realize your newfound ally is like a shitty roommate, fun at parties, but can't pay the bills somehow. Pro tip: keep an eye out for the troll fighter and the undead paladin lady. Those two together are an unstoppable combo and will carry you to a guaranteed victory. Plus, having to look at hours upon hours of digital sand can be harsh on the eyes. I got to play this game because a buddy of mine bought it on a whim from the software section of his place of employ years ago, which was an Office Max. Yeah, occasionally Office Max had PC games because why not, I guess, it was the 90s. He played it, thought I'd like it more than he did, and he was right. I had a blast with this game. Simple though it is, it did a wonderful emulation of the tabletop D&D setting and world. Of course, after I completed it, I gave the game back, and it disappeared completely from his game collection, like so much shovelware. Games came in CD-ROM back then, so if you lose the game, you couldn't re-download it. That was life in the pre-digital era, kids. So I never got to play it again, and it existed as video game real estate in my head, a particularly sandy and hot piece of real estate at that. However, in 2015, GOG.com came to the rescue, updating the game to run on modern hardware and packaging it with the previous game. So, if this sort of real old-school dungeon crawler RPG is for you, you can buy a copy and give it a shot. As I have said before, D&D video games can be very hit or miss, but as the grandfather of the RPG genre, the PC ones are always a safe bet for quality writing and immersive experience, if not graphics, rules, and game interface. Ravenloft Stone Prophet is not a great game, but it is a good game with a spooky setting that is out of the ordinary. I'm always down for that. With an unforgiving desert atmosphere on top of the undead, it proves that even the land itself can be an enemy when horror is involved. But with the magic of video games and perseverance, such things can be defeated. Still, better than chain wallets and color print windbreakers, I guess. 90s shit like that never goes away, no matter how hard you try. Thank you for listening.